people are really looking for, from the chemical to the natural source. Plants don't need a medicine except some spray sometime, they heal by themselves. So one of the big project is how that healing can take place. Can that be transferred to human being? And that's what the I'm not teaching biology. I happen to see your poster, so I thought I'd comment on that. So this is something which is emanated from India, etc. Now, you have a business to do something in a hospital, in diagnostic, medical equipment, 100% FDI. The last thing which she was handling European Union, she's already, some people have already want to put up a manufacturing plant here in India, and we are trying to help them out, put them to a person who can tell what the local rules are, what are the finances available, and how to go about it. So we are doing, we facilitating this for Sweden, Finland, and Estonia and Latvia, 4 countries and 9 companies. And we will be doing it this continuous basis. It helps them to make money and put up investment. It helps us to take benefits, to bring it back in India. So you are in that stage, you may think of, some of you will think of doing it. Insurance, we have only less than 20% people under insurance. Government wants to put it on a more thing, and this is slight details are already in this magazine. So this was very apt that I wanted to bring to this. You would find that there are, what are the influencing factors? The rise in income, change in demography, increased awareness, epidemiological transition, and you accordingly, this government has made a budget of 7.2 billion in that 23 overall, whatever, increase in that budget to look after the health, because it was not being done earlier. The focus is now, you say WHO, there is sustainable goals, and those are the ones. One is on maternity and child development. And I told you, we have done a project where we could achieve something in a personal organizational capacity. Easy healthcare services for senior citizens. I'm aware of one professor who wrote a lot on how senior citizens can be incubated for post-retirement life, and they can do, we are exploring that possibility in India as well. And such thing that in the gray hair zone, people still can be useful and Quran. And Israel has done it, one of the incubators. I had that article with me, and I was interacting with the professor, etc. So we would have that. We have a young population in the world. Somebody like me, a very small number. So you would find we are planning that why can't we have now itself something like that model, replicate that model. We have additional other things. Now increase return on investment, which may be. Now medical tourism is very much there because many of these doctors are very good. Infrastructure cost is less. There are only 2 reasons why people come from the US or Europe to India for tourism. There's no waiting. I know there's a waiting in UK National Health Service. I have done some project in there. You would find people have to wait even for cataract for 2 years, 1.5 years. I think that's a big number. So there's no waiting here. Secondly, the cost is much lesser because infrastructure cost is less. So people love to come here and get themselves treated for their transplant of the joint and cataract, etc. So because it is 1/10 of the cost, medical cost. We have reduced our exemptions of duties, etc. have been done. And we have already got 3.1 billion in last year and a half. People have invested because when you have all these countries, I'm dealing with Sweden, Finland, etc. They're smaller in size. products are very good, but the market is saturated with what they have already made. So that's the issue with Israeli. Yeah?
Can I ask a question? They come with the medical doctors from their country, or they use your doctors for medical tourism?
Yeah. When they put up their shop, you see what has happened, Japan has created a hospital here. When the doctors were brought, they were not very successful. Language was one problem, the drugs were another problem. So now they're managing it and the top-notch people are there. Quality they are monitoring. So you put up a shop here, etc. All the people will be there of your kind. But it is many things will be cheaper if you really take care of them here. Even hiring the skilled labor is cheaper here. So the trends are that smaller cities are also looking for a better specialist service. So for all that, you would find you require equipment, you require infrastructure, you require building, and that's what they filling the gap is coming from outside. And we are giving lots of law that they simplified, no taxation for 5 years, etc. If you put up into the tier 2 and tier 3 city. Mobile and internet penetration is already there, and like day before yesterday, Prime Minister declared the last village of India got electrified. You can imagine after so much independence, there are many villages, 18,560 villages were not having electricity. So yesterday it has been at least one achievement. Now the number of hours power will be supplied will slowly increase. But because we have an area, a Ladakh lake, where I have served in army. People are there up to 21,000 feet, 20,000 feet. You have a desert, you have jungles. So they are many times very difficult to carry this equipment by helicopter to this and that and various methodologies being used. So similarly, optic fiber is a separate thing which is being laid out, and government is committed to give you the internet through optic fiber or through other communication network in the next 1.5 years. Because then is the time we can use many things. So infrastructure is gradually will be as required. How can you tap into this market if you wish to? How does your solution? You have to look after the culture. There are 3 P I always believe. Patient, payer. Payer could be patient himself, it could be insurance. And third is a provider. It is doctor or something. If you look after the pain of any of the 3, you are a successful person. If you make a variable and start telling some steps, etc., it is not everybody is really paying. You would find there, when I quoted in my book, now it was 95,000 when I wrote the book. Now there is a study that it is something like 0.1 million medical apps are there all over the world on this phone. But what they are talking, how much calorie carrot juice has, this, that. So they are more for commercial interest. So you are saying you have to get into that, you have to get a license FDI so that you have to protect the consumers and the people. So you have to see how well does the solution address our needs. Maybe some solution may address your need in Israel, but not so in India. You have to customize it according to the pace of this. So if you do that, you are a successful story. And that is what we are doing for all these things. We are doing it for European Union market. And she is expert in that. Under what setting will the solution will be deployed? Will rural setting, urban setting, or how it can help? Scout for potential customer. You make something, at that time you advise, will you find a customer? There's no point of developing something which you can't find customer. You import initially, then you set up a machine here, etc. That's your choice. So how well you would find the potential customers will be there. There are so many fakes, so many other things. So we see that, connect them to the right people. Understand the market validation, understand the healthcare ecosystem in which you are working. That's why I give you an overview. There's a lot to be done, a lot can be done. If you have interest, this is the right place to do. Because we have a consumer to buy your product. Collaborate with interested Indian surgeons, investors in order to bring know-how and technology in the market. That's what we have, and we try to help these. Last time, nine companies of European Union have already established in India, and she's the one who was helping to do that. Now, to sum up, I'm not marketing India either way, but you are also making money to if you come. Vast opportunity for investment in healthcare infrastructure is both urban and rural India. So there is, if you have anything in mind, anything to do with health sector, I think we will be able to handhold. We can answer your queries and we can do the needful. After my 1 hour extra slides, we can have some discussions. I'll give an overview, and after that I'll hand over to him for 15-20 minutes to talk about IoTs in India. So, welcome to India. Thank you. And government now want no idea should be wasted. Because they are told by scientists it is possible. The government supports, and we have fun for this. Enough fun for this. And such incubators now coming up in various places. So that is the logic, that we are not into the insurance medical company.
Second question.
Yeah, no problem. You must come to India then.
I say.
He's already here.
I saw that in the city, regular people, like not businessmen, that don't have smartphones.
Yeah.
So they don't have like a regular, I don't know, applications and stuff
Yes,
like that.
yes.
So in Israel, for every medical insurance, if it's public, we have an app and you can get prescriptions and make appointments. So how do you plan to reach to the population that doesn't have this kind of equipment?
Yeah. Now let me tell you one. The telecom revolution has taken place in India, but not smartphone that much. Out of 1.3 billion population, there's roughly touching 1 billion population mobile phone, but they are not a smartphone. Government and the private players have really revolutionized. They are bringing something very cheaper into that. Geo is another one, bring a lot of data, etc. So we are in the right track. We have already leapfrogged the technology. What the Western world has gone through step by step, we have just jumped from here to there and
This is the
into
name of
that
isn't it?
something which will take some time. Yeah? No other taker for India. She's already decided to take that. Okay.
And what you're a surgeon, right?
Yeah.
So what kind of expertise you have?
Pardon? I joined a surgeon. Now I said don't risk yourself. I don't practice. I only teach and write. And I can give you over the counter drug, that's all. So I invite my colleague who is a part of Innovator Club who will talk about IoT in next 15 minutes or so.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
And I thank Speaker Singh sir for introducing and setting up the context really well. And I am very happy that all of you are here to discuss about the possibilities of collaborating in India. So with that, I'll introduce Oxygen to Innovation as the company that I represent, and which is in the field of bringing advanced technologies to save lives in the medical field. So we operate in 3 domains. One is the healthcare, the defense, and the education domain. So in healthcare, we are trying to provide timely information to save lives. And in defense, we provide defense robotics, again to save lives. And in technological clubs, we bring about advanced technological
We'll
capsules.
be talking all about India, what we have in India, not philosophical and yes. Yeah.
And so that's artificial intelligence, IoT-based clubs that we do for school students or for adults as well who are interested in this field. But today I will definitely just talk about health because that is the topic of agenda and that is what we are interested in. And at the same time, what I will talk about is that how is it that we are trying to implement IoT and AI-based applications to solve a particular small problem. There are many applications in India which IoT is being implemented and applied for, but I'm going to talk about a specific problem for India which we are working on and how are we trying to solve that problem and how IoT and artificial intelligence can solve that problem. So we are working on it at this point in time, haven't brought it out in the market yet, but have done a lot of POC, a lot of trials and so on, and are slowly taking it and maturing the technology to roll it out for India. So this again is with an Indian context. That is what you will understand. This is the problem that we face and how we are planning to solve it. So our team, I'm the founder of the company, and I've done my double masters, first in robotics and second in biomedical engineering. That's the reason why we operate in this domain from Carnegie Mellon. And my area of expertise is medical device development and artificial intelligence. Aditya Paul, who is the Chief Technological Officer, has worked in NASA, and he's done his mechatronics background. And his area of expertise is in Internet of Things and robotics. The AVM Ashok Sengal, who is our chief mentor, has 40 years of experience in the Indian Air Force, and he guides us in with these kind of applications, again, with the healthcare in a perspective. Then of course our team is there which has like all the other admin activities, strategy activities, and so on. So this is the problem that we are trying to work on. So usually in India, people are in a helpless situation, in an unknown circumstances, in an unknown environment. This is how it is because like a lot of India is spread out in rural areas which do not have immediate access and nobody is around. It's an unknown situation, unknown people. And as you know, that public health system in India is not as responsive, and time is usually critical in a patient's person's survival. Right? And the golden period is within a certain period for any heart attack or anything of that sort. And that time is usually wasted because either like the right paramedics is not available. Okay? So, and at that point of time, even the personal medical information of any particular person is not available. Right? And it's inaccessible during an emergency situation. And I'm not talking about, I believe Israel is a smaller state, but India is a little bit spread out with a different type of geographies, right from in Ladakh region to certain areas where jungles are there and so on. And it becomes, these kind of things are an important factor. Third is, and what is the appropriate medical location which a person or a patient should be rushed to is not known at that particular point of time. So these are the concerns that with which we have to devise a solution, and our objective in this particular solution was to remove the chaos from a medical emergency and thereby saving time and maximizing the chances of survival. And that's where we brought in IoT and we brought in artificial intelligence to solve this particular problem. So we've developed a medical wearable and with a single push button SOS which can transmit your pulse and GPS location. And at the same time, that information will go to the caregivers. So unlike in the Western world, and I'm not sure how it is in Israel, but in India the family structure is stronger compared to like a universal health system that is more stronger in the US and certain other Western countries. So the people who are mostly concerned and can reach out or are actually concerned and can respond in a quick time is usually the family. But they don't get that information in time. So that's why sometimes lives are lost. So our focus is that the caregivers who are immediate concerned people of the family reach that and get that information. And that information, that's why the pulse and the GPS location is transmitted. Two are the vital things which are necessary, which is pulse, and what is the current status of the patient. And second is, what is the location? Where should we reach out to? So once the person or the patient, once the people know that this is where an incident has happened, then they can actually, either an ambulance can reach that particular location, and then with accessible medical records and the nearest specialty hospital, the life can be saved. Because ultimate goal is to save time and utilize it for attending the patient rather than just acquiring information. So we use this. So the difference for timely information can bring about a difference between life and death. And we use IoT to provide the information, machine learning for customized solutions, and artificial intelligence for predicting at a certain point of time as well. So that's how our application is. It's with the SOS alert and a smart wearable. Using 2G, 3G, we are able to transfer the GPS location, pulse rate, and SOS to the patient, to the person, the concerned family, and then the ambulance and nearest hospital access the health records, and the chances of life being saved can be increased. So this is what this foundation is about. So overall, that's what we are trying to bring about in our IoT and artificial intelligence, implement this, and with the intention that timely health information will save more lives. And so that is one reason why I wanted to present our idea in front of you and also discuss, is because we are looking for collaborations and partnerships to reach this goal. And I thank Dr. V.K. Singh and InnovatioCuris to giving us this opportunity to interact. So I wanted to also have the session to be more interactive rather than being at a sort of session of that sort. So now with this, you can also think of, you can either give us some suggestions also, and at the same time you can also tell us how Israel can be a better collaborator in some of these areas which we are not very strong in. We are not very strong in hardware. We don't have much of medical wearables or things like that which are more on the hardware side. But we are good on the software side, and at the same time, it's better that the software side remains locally based, because it has to respond quicker and has to be updated more frequently. So with that, I'll be happy to answer questions and at the same time seek your suggestions.
Let me tell you something. Last year, we had what we call the hackathon, which is 36 hours in which students, mostly female students, got together and were faced with all kinds of challenges. One of our health providers presented us with an issue from anywhere around the world.
Yes, and so that in this case also, it's going to be anywhere around the world. You're anywhere, you have an internet connection, you will be able to access your medical record. And because what happens is, usually our records right now in Indian states is mostly a paper-based record. It's not at this point of time a digital copy. So what happens is, let's say, even if you want to take a second opinion or something happens, then that medical record, and in an emergency situation, it becomes all the more drastic, because you have to start from scratch again, because you have to start right from taking out what is the blood group of this person, do all the other things, and which leads to sometimes life not being saved. A critical aspect in some of these things. And otherwise, it's misdiagnosis. You try out a general treatment on what has happened and then hope that this is happening.
I'd like to comment on something on this. We don't have any such app, and there is a need, definitely. There are three things which we have. Initially, the problem had been people were not even adopting vaccination for various cultural reasons. That it will create a problem, somebody get a reaction, then is okay, person can die, etc. That stage is over now. They realize it is important. Government is giving door-to-door surveys, etc. But you are very right. Now the record which you are talking, I think this will be very relevant. We have a number of such Indradhanush, the scheme launched by the health minister, that everybody in India up to the school age, etc., should be vaccinated against these diseases. But you are very right, there is no such app, and I have a level idea, and we can export this together. That what is this? Now, second thing is, there is a lab in India. There are two of the genomic students who are working on it, and they have found something which is so easy. You give me a vaccination. What is the guarantee? Was it in a cold chain? What is the guarantee? It has provided a certain amount of immunity desired. So they are working that after the vaccination has been taken, is the immunity developed for this? That's all you know. That is the second stage. First stage, we have to have a record, which we don't have. It's a paper record, as we said, and we are not having. So this will be worth, and I think such things, the India or Health Ministry will be very welcome to do it. If you are interested, we can take it forward, etc. But the second stage will take some time. You know, you once a vaccination, now you draw something and you say, that's not very costly. They brought it to India price sensitive price. They do younger a lot to that. So this would be what your idea probably we can take it forward. Yes, ma'am.
I have two questions. We are also a research organization,
Yes.
and I think to consider some kind of product, we are actually employing very often design thinking method, which actually creates some kind of an idea, a prototype, and want to get some kind of feedback from the population before going to production or full scale. So in this regard, you mentioned, I think you mentioned that you have some kind of community, the Grad you call it, I think. It's actually encompass various people from the healthcare, and this kind of collaboration that actually examines idea, innovative ideas before going to full scale, because we believe that at the beginning, before going to development, you need to be sure that you are addressing the right problem to the right target, to the right population, and getting feedback. So it can be kind of
Can we find to get the right market fit?
exactly. This is one. And the other thing that I'm interested in personally is preventive medicine and education for preventive medicine. I think vaccination is part of this kind of education, and we believe that if you combine, design aspects, convincing people to take doing the right, design and education program, and encompassing even behavioral economics, and that actually change people.
Yes, I think the next stage that you're trying to bring in this is once you have the information and you have all this information, then you can at some point even predict that you can give some helpful tips before an emergency has happened.
Exactly.
Because reaching at a stage of an emergency, like high cholesterol or high BP, then the path of retreat is very difficult, or you have to go in for surgery or something like that sort. But if it is observed much before, then preventive healthcare can actually help, and you can get it over a year trend. That okay, over this year your BP has increased by a certain amount, which is not normal. So try to observe yourself or bring it down, otherwise you will end up in a...
Exactly, and we are actually, we have some problem in Israel. I don't think it's only Indian problem, because people, I think they don't get the problem, they don't, and information doesn't count. That's for sure. People smoke, and they know that in 20 years they might get cancer, and they smoke, hardly smoke. So, and they know it's dangerous because it's, it's in the future. It's not it comes now. And this is behavioral economics. How you change behavior in a way that people will really change the way they live.
Without the information, even like they say, a lot of things that we do is like in some of the people, they already know that smoking is harmful. But in some of the cases, we don't know whether it is harmful or it's beneficial, and yet we are doing it. So this will at least help in making that clarity that this, what you've been doing over the last 1 year, is beneficial, and you should either continue doing that, and or either it can be that this, what you've been doing over the 1 year is not beneficial, and you should discontinue.
Yeah, and we also implementing this kind of environment gamification. Do you know about gamification? It's kind of employing gaming principles, but not to game environment. And research shows that this kind of attitude might change behavior.
I think I'd like to have two questions, very relevant. Firstly, the research orientation in India we welcome, and we have connected some of the universities from Europe. For that, we have created not-for-profit organization which looks after innovators' craft. Where academia is there, where he is also part of that, where the legal expert, the finance, investor, everybody is ready to come and do some research which can usefully, gainfully come for the community. All over the world, India is no exception. Public health is needing more attention. We have really a problem of preventive and public health. When you say behavior, very rightly at the moment, Government of India had just 20 days back has thrown a project. If anybody wants to do, just write 2 pages. Whatever 2 pages you write, implement in 18 months, and you will get the grant of 6 million rupees. May not be much, but it's okay for the young researcher. Now that grant, every month they are giving for different subjects. This 2-pager grant, I can do it alone. I can combine with you, shake hands, and put up these 2 pages together as well. And implement. What is that? As you know that antibiotic resistance, developing country in India is one of the countries that you provide overuse, misuse, over the counter, you buy drug, and there are only 2 salts which are there in world, which are coming to the, it takes 10 years to produce. If this rate, all our antibiotic will become resistant and will become a pre-penicillin era. So government of India says regulation will not help. Can behavior modification of the people, chemist, can do something? Give your idea in 2 pages. If your paper selected, 6 million rupees implemented as a pilot. So such a problem of a community, government of India throwing that you have an idea, then you like to implement it as a up to pilot stage and we'll fund it. Then you can scale it up whatever you really want. So this is the one thing that we have our own, some university as a part of the club, etc. It's not for profit initiative. So this is very good that behavior modification one. Prime Minister of India is shouting clean India, and people are going defecating all over and creating a problem. Can you think of in a modern world this issue? But it is happening. Why? Because there is one Singapore doctor who did a research, because early morning the ladies sit, it is a research paper, I am not talking out of the flu. That Singapore doctor is called Dr. Tulat, from the toilet. The village ladies and from village sit down, chit chat, whole day they don't get time, early morning in the dark, discuss plus minus on their mother-in-law, etc. So this is the social ground for them. So he created mobile, and the lady said we can't interact, so he opened a big window. So their acceptability was slightly more, but not yet, because we are not in round table conference. So I fully agree. Many of these issues are cultural behavior, which is different in US, different in Israel, different in India. We are in very primitive of that. So your 2 answers, that such research which is Indian problem oriented is welcome, and we are ready to take it up. Funds are available. Public health is one issue. And behavior modification is the second issue of antibiotic, as I have told you, which really need to be done. When my colleague is a US doctor, when I went to US to deliver some lectures, he said the Indian people are carrying the antibiotics when they come to the US because you can't get without prescription. They carry in a different carrier. So I think that's very fact. It's openly available, they just keep taking azithromycin too much. So that is one issue which these are your 2 reactions. As far as the cybersecurity is concerned, we are taking in a bigger way. In my organization, we have a partner cybersecurity expert. We are already creating for colonels and brigadier generals cybersecurity in defense. We have already developed cybersecurity in the health sector. Many of you may not know that many things, 80% of the equipment which is online can be compromised by the cyber attack. No less than Vice President of the USA, Mr. Cheney, Al-Qaeda wanted to disable his pacemaker. Secret Service came to know. They disabled his Bluetooth, otherwise when you were lecturing, he would have been dropped in. There's a lady who has written a book, who has a pacemaker, risking her life. I've read that book. And then she's putting some cyber attack, and they are saying how it can be stopped. So cyber attack in this, we have done one corporate hospital, all the machines, because they don't give OEM to others, they are coming from Germany to everywhere. 80% of these machines are compromised. National Health Service was cyber attacked. So we are putting much attention of awareness of cyber security, which is again a signatory of India and Israel. And Estonia is another one where we are collaborating because there are a lot of people. So this is one. Since our domain is more in health, we want to absorb the technology for safer healthcare delivery at affordable. My vision is quality healthcare at optimum cost. That's it. And technology has a great role to play. That's it. Yeah. So, what are your backgrounds? Can I have it quickly just ask what are your backgrounds?
Our students were saying industrial management engineering.
Yeah, that I actually
Yeah.
got
Our
it.
students, young students.
Okay. Which year of engineering? First year? Second year?
First, second, third, and fourth year.
Oh, yeah, all mixed up.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. So we have circulated a paper, you can give a mail and then you will be put on if you have an objection, we will not put you can make it. We can give you some of the latest. We also give you the e-magazine if you have email. We go to 35,000 people, you will have, it's a free, it's not printed copy is for paying, but this is a free of cost, you can read it.
Is every 2 months?
It's a once in 3
And you
months.
distribute it to doctors or
Anybody.
anybody?
I told you, class 12th student has written an article in it. So it's not for doctors, it's for
We'll be able
technology.
to get the other presentation yours as well, so we have the data, we have emails, so we can.
No problem, sir.
Interesting, it's so inspiring, and we really,
They need to come on. So my child is taking
this is the small gratitude, and this is Israel is an ecosystem. Israel is startup nation, so maybe it can inspire it as well, so
Yeah.
trying to, change.
Thank you very much
Thank you so much.
for giving your 1.5 hours.
Mobile Association of India, where I was looking after a project called Mobile 10X, which was funded by Google, Facebook, and Paytm, essentially to invigorate the app development ecosystem in India. Because India is the biggest user of app in the world. However, none of the apps which we usually use originate from India. So all the revenue from outside. That was the whole purpose of the project. I'm also looking after the cyber security vertical within IIMAI. And for last one and a half years, I've been focused totally on that. We work with the general and his team in cyber security, and we intend to partner in the cyber security for health. This is a huge space, as he has briefly mentioned in his talk. When I came to know that you guys are coming over, I said I have to come and meet the young population. Frankly speaking, I have never met a young Israeli. And I was always, I have this book, I have read it cover to cover, and I'm very impressed by the way you function, manage yourself, how you treat yourself with your own country and nation. I'm really fascinated. I want to interact with you very briefly and understand that how, so you are from management and industrial
Engineering and
management. Yeah. My interaction will mostly be on the web with youngsters in cybersecurity, and I wanted to meet you and just to exchange some ideas and see what can be done together. So all of you students, second year, fourth year, as you said.
first, second, fourth year. But we also have a graduate program, but they are not represented in here in this delegation.
The dean of the institute, and she's a professor.
So you should leave your business.
Definitely. So this is my card. I'm leaving a couple of them here, whomever you want. So you all have a mandatory army service.
Yes.
So all of you, how many years for you to go?
3 years for the boys.
Then 3, 2.
No, when are you going to join? When are you going to join?
Oh, they've been
No,
there.
they're
They are out of it. All of them are already skilled soldiers.
You're all already commandos, is it? So how many of you have, what areas in the army were you in?
Air Force.
Air Force.
You should go out on
Different ones. How many from communication?
Communication
How many
and
from
computers.
cybersecurity?
I was.
In cybersecurity?
Yeah.
Which part? Air Force?
Yeah, in the Air Force.
Don't tell him any secrets, please.
I work
So,
with Cisco and Oracle computers and some machines of that. Yeah.
Yeah, but just to assuage his fears that India and Israel are the only very few pair nations which can trust each other.
That's right. Absolutely.
This kind of thing doesn't exist with many other countries like themselves. And so I will be visiting your country, and I will be very glad to, of course, interact with you and your fellow students when I'm there, and we'll take it forward. Meanwhile, if you have any questions about cyber security or mobile app development, how, because ours is a very unique country. I mean, the ecosystem, when we were touching it, the very different things that we were realizing is that the number of colleges that we have, the number of students that we have, the amount of young population that we have. So it goes without saying that even if you, by all averages, the maximum innovators in the world today exist in India. There's no doubt about it, because 75% of the population is under 30. And all the innovations come from young population. And all of them are mostly now are into education. They are getting educated. So it is only how we can sift through the maze and catch hold of those innovators and bring them into the nation building stream. And that is where we are involved in now. That is where he is also involved. Anyway, fantastic still meeting you. We don't have too much time.
I also told them my leakage is on first road or Madam.
Yeah, I was there from the beginning.
Try to emotionally blackmail them.
No need. This is a country.
Yeah, actually, it was a beautiful city, and thank you for helping out. We need, I think, to
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.